Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about the reading test with you. So in the test there are 3 texts. The first one is about the virtual arm, which is a computer program. And the second text, there are 6 slides, also about the technology, the healthcare issues, medicine. And then for part B, text 3, it is about superhero. So let's look at the marking scheme together. Okay, for number 1, what does his refer to? Take a look at line 1. So the answer is Dr. Henry Wong's. So most of you can get it correct. Only some of you forgot the apostrophe S, and one of you spelled doctor as D-O-C-T-E-R. So please pay attention to the spelling. And then for number 2, what does during that time refer to? Line 2. Line 2. During that time. So take a look. 5 years ago, Dr. Henry Wong gave up practicing medicine to focus on his real passion, artificial intelligence. During that time, he had set up a lab developing computer software. So, during that time, it's talking about a period of time, not the time at a point. So you should not write 5 years ago. Okay, the answer is the 5 years since Dr. Wong gave up practicing medicine. Number 3, most of you got it correct. Number 4. Okay, so the question is asking you, how did Dr. Wong feel? Okay, so you cannot write, so you cannot write he felt that AI could potentially change the future of medicine. You cannot say this, okay? Because you need to write about the feelings. The feeling is Dr. Wong felt impressed, and because he was blown away and he handed in his resignation letter as soon as he got back to the hospital. So he did that immediately after the conference. He did not do it like many years after. So that's the key point. You cannot miss it. As soon as. Okay, number 5, number 6. Number 6 also okay. Remember to show comparison, and most of you can do it. Show comparison in the answer, comparing the human doctor and the computer. And then number 7, number 8. If someone was suffering from a heart attack, where might they feel pain? So many of you, most of you answered jaw. But that's wrong. The answer should be in the jaw, because if you take a look at where is it? If you take here, line 19. For example, it learns that pain in the jaw is a symptom of the heart attack, right? Pain in the jaw. So the answer is in the jaw, but not the jaw. It's inside the jaw. Okay, and then number 9. Okay, number 10. All right, and then number 12. Number 12, the examples are given to you, and you need to write down the idea mentioned. Okay, so you need to take a look at the passage again. Paragraph 5. Paragraph 5. So, the example, in rural Africa, many people do not have access to a healthcare professional. So you can find this in line 25 and 26. Okay, so you can refer to a sentence before this. The sentence is, this virtual doctor is also about bringing healthcare to those who don't have it. So this is the idea, okay? And in rural Africa, this is the example supporting the idea. Okay, so the answer is a virtual doctor, or it can bring healthcare to those who don't have it. Remember, you need to answer it with starting with the subject, a virtual doctor, because the question is asking you, how can a virtual doctor help those living in poorer countries? Okay, and then for number 2, it's the same. The answer is virtual doctor could save lives, or could literally save lives. So you can find the example here, like people who might not bother making the 4-hour trip might actually go if a reliable app tells them that they need to, right? So the idea is here. It could literally save lives. They're in the same sentence. Okay, and then move on to number 14. Workload. Remember to not put S because workload cannot be plural. Okay, and be careful with the spelling of diagnosis. And then here, because they won't be able to offer the patient reassurance, offer the patient something, and something will be a noun, so you should write reassurance, the noun, okay, not reassuring or reassure, no. And then we can move on to text 2. So number 16 is quite difficult because you need to summarize slide 1 yourself. And so you can answer this. How much medicine has advanced in the last 100 years? If you directly copy it from the slide, like the world of medicine moves at a breakneck pace, then you still don't get the point. And then number 18, remember to write strict away, okay, to show that the medicine bottle can actually remind the patient to take the medicine straight away, not only to take the medicine. And for number 19, I want to talk about this number 2. So they will help them move, including this. So this is a noun phrase, and you should write carrying instead of carry. And then we can move on to superhero. So superhero, okay, number 24. Okay, as you can see, here. So do not write superheroes or supervillains. Okay, but you can say superpower or superpowers. And then number 25. What does these conventions of genre refer to? Line 20. Okay, go to line 20. Okay. Over here. It doesn't matter whether you start with the character's code name, his powers, or his costume. None of these conventions of the genre works better than the others. So, none of these conventions of genre refer to the character's code name, his powers, and his costume. Okay, remember these conventions, more than one. So you cannot say or, but you should write all these 3 things here. Okay, and then number 27. Okay. Complete the following sentence using the information in paragraph 5. In paragraph 5, there doesn't necessarily have to be a connection between the personality of the alter ego and the powers of the superhero. So you can see that. So there doesn't necessarily have to be a connection between these 2 things. And you may have the sense that the alter ego and superhero are something opposite, right? So superhero is imaginary and the alter ego would be something in reality. So the answer would be a superhero's alter ego is the person they are in everyday life or in daily life, real life, reality. Okay. And then we can move on to, here, number 28. Read the question, write the name, do not write the synonyms, okay? And then number 30, you should say that it might be difficult because you need to echo with the problem in a question, right? So you need to mention that it's difficult to come up with a good supervillain. Okay, so that's a problem. And what does that refer to? Line 32. Line 32, okay, here. You need a fool who can make the story interesting, someone who's at least as powerful as, and hopefully even more powerful than, the hero. Okay. So, what does that refer to? That refers to this, that. The hero, because that makes the story fun. A supervillain, who is at least as powerful as the superhero. Okay, at least as powerful as. And if you also write an even more powerful than the hero, it's okay. Okay? But at least you should write at least as powerful as. Okay. And then okay, number 33. Identify an idiomatic expression in paragraph 6. So it's asking you to write a phrase. Write down a phrase. Okay, someone wrote metaphor, but that's not the answer. So please write a phrase like on the edge of his or her seat. Again, it means that is very excited. So if someone is on the edge of his or her seat, he or she is very, very excited and interested, okay, in something. So that he or she cannot sit properly on the seat. That's why. And then for number 34, paragraph 7 over here. So I tried to make the characters seem as believable and realistic as possible. In order to do that, I have to place them in the real world, or if the story is set in an imaginary world, I have to try to make that imaginary world as realistic seeming as possible, so the character doesn't exist in a vacuum. He has to have friends to do so. Here's the detail. And the main idea of the paragraph 7 would be making the key to make a character believable is to place them in believable surroundings. Okay, so it's also a difficult one because you need to summarize it. And number 35, what two superpowers are mentioned in paragraph 8? So superpowers as a noun, so you should answer with a noun phrase. Okay, if you say make yourself unseen and fly, then it's wrong. You should write the ability to make yourself unseen, the ability to fly. Okay, make it as a noun phrase. And for number 38, the question must be grammatically correct. Someone wrote why the superheroes are more popular. Then it's also wrong. Okay, put it here. Why are the superheroes more popular? And then number 40, refer to paragraph 11. So in paragraph 11 over here. But I don't think we ever outgrow our love for those kinds of stories of people who are bigger and more powerful and more colorful than we are. So actually, here is referring to this sentence, and you need to match the ideas with the examples given. So the example of number 1 is they can stop a moving train. It's about power. Okay, so you can write they're more powerful than ordinary people. And number 2, a human can fit in the palm of their hand, so they're bigger. It's about the size. Okay, they're bigger than ordinary people. And number 3, they have controversial personal lives, so they're more colorful than ordinary people. More colorful lives, more interesting. Okay, so I think that's it. If you have any question, feel free to ask me. Bye bye.